Hey everybody! So, does anyone else get enjoyment by making unnecessarily long and detailed rankings that have no real use in your actual life and serve no real purpose? Well, me too! Another thing I've always loved is Pokemon. I enjoy competitive, I enjoy the games, I sometimes, very rarely, enjoy the anime. But mostly what I've always enjoyed is the Pokemon designs themselves. So, there I am, very bored during my summer vacation, with nothing to do and no motivation to play one of the multiple pending games I have on Steam. And then came the idea, what if I ranked all Pokemon? And so I did. It took me like 2 whole days, and after that I got curious. Has anyone else done this on YouTube? And turns out, no. Now, you'll probably be thinking, but what about Alpharad? He has that video that says he ranked all of them. And what about all these people that also say that? Well, let me tell you. Alpharad took the coward's way out. And so did all these people. All of these videos are just sorting Pokemon into a tier list. But that's not what I mean. What I want is a scripted list that starts in the worst Pokemon and goes up from there, all the way to the best. And it seems that nobody's brave enough to actually do it. So, I'll do it myself. Also, a lot of these people don't include alternative forms, and I'll actually do so. Well, mostly. Let's get to the rules. So, first of all, I'm going to include and rank separately alternative forms that actually have some notable difference. So, no custom Pikachus, no different hairstyles for Furfrou, no different color for Minior, no different wing pattern for Vivillon, and some other examples. With that in mind, I ended up with 1216 designs to rank. Oh my god, 1216 designs. Next rule, I'll be sorting all of them into tiers, from double F tier all the way to double S tier. Not really important to a ranking, but it helped my obsessive brain make more difference between the Pokemon. Third, I'm counting the 2D designs and the official Pokédex art for this Pokemon. Mainly because 3D Pokemon looks terrible and I hate it, it's awful, don't at me. Fourth, not really a rule, but my criteria for regional variants, Megas and Gigantamax a lot of the time has to do not just with the design by itself, but also in comparison to its original form and how it changes it. So don't be surprised when I rank some of these variants relatively low, but at the same time speak relatively positively of them. I mostly try to keep the comments for each Pokemon short, since you know, I'm ranking 1216 of these. Finally, with all of that out of the way, I just want to clarify this list, well, it is not my opinion, it is fact. So hopefully after I finish we can put to rest the discussion about which Pokemon are better, and refer to this list whenever an argument comes up. Without further ado, let's get started with number 1216. Oh my god, why am I doing this? So let us start with double F tier. Honestly, I ran out of tiers, but these Pokemon are way too awful to group them with the rest of F- tier.
Like I said, I'll try to be brief, but there are a couple exceptions. One is for the worst Pokemon, but who could it be? Out of 1216 Pokemon designs, which one is truly the worst? Is it even possible to determine one with certainty? How can we really know which one is truly the worst? It's Mr. Mime, of course it is.
Look at this thing.
This awful, horrifying thing. I despise it. This isn't a Pokémon monster, this is a Pokémon monstrosity. Look at those bulbs. Look at those inflated glove fingers. Look at those horns. What even are those?
This guy's existence is the main argument against any Gen 1er saying the original 151 were the best. If Mr. Mime has 1,000 haters, I'm one of them. If Mr. Mime has one hater, that's me. If Mr. Mime has no haters, I'm dead and buried.
This awful monstrosity makes me wish Pokemon actually died and didn't faint so that I could have it cease to exist. I mean, just look. Sorry about that. Let's continue.
Oh, you know, that isn't too bad. Oh my god, that face. Uninspired in every way.
Same, but the name makes it not as awful.
This is a Mario Mushroom and I hate it. Not so bad in a vacuum, but the most pointless change ever.
I hate their bangs, they're so ugly. Thank Arceus it's shiny isn't white.
This makes me uncomfortable. Look at that face and arms. That is awful. The worst Pokemon to ever come out of a starter line. Round Damas. But it is closely followed by this Emotin. There's no way anybody actually likes this.
So that is double F tier. Thankfully there aren't too many. Let's proceed with the F- tier, where they are just as bad, but they don't make me hurt physically. An upgrade over the original, but still a Pokémon monstrosity. Dumb. Pretty good in a vacuum, but they are so low because they are the laziest and most uninspired Megas they could have done. This guy belongs in Evangelion, and I hate that. I've heard the arguments defending it, but still, it is just a Pokéball.
Also from Evangelion, and I hate that. I'm all for possessed objects, but this ain't it.
Pointless. I actually thought of not including it.
Not really awful, but so forgettable. I like his face, but still, just a Pokéball.
Boring.
Cute, but somewhat pointless, They should have just started with Hattrem.
Bit better, but still boring. This is honestly the most disrespectful evolution they could have done. This is a Minecraft mob. In 3D, it literally looks like a Minecraft mob. Ugly. I get it is on purpose, but oh my god, it's so ugly.
Moai looking dude.
Better, but again, boring. Neat. Eldritch Horrors in my Pokemon game. One of them is called the Trash form, but honestly, all of them are trash.
It sounds like poop in Spanish, and he also looks like poop.
One of them is called the Trash form, but honestly, all of them are trash. I know I just made a joke, leave me alone.
I feel like his eyes are gonna fall off any minute. Not only I don't like his design, but despise it competitively. Neat!
They even got the ear right, that's impressive. Cute, but dumb, ugly. So ugly, so incredibly ugly.
I can barely remember this thing actually exists. This guy makes me so uncomfortable. There's something about a humanoid baby Pokemon that just feels wrong.
Absolutely hideous. Why is he holding a tumor? Ugly. Hence the name.
Boring. And if it weren't in the Gen 3 first gym, no one would remember it.
Better, but still too human. It feels like it is Leaky Tank Inflation fanart.
We got our first alternate form, and I don't even know why this one exists. The Tampon Pokemon. It's funny how much I hate the Love Pokemon.
I like the concept, but still, it is a really boring design.
I prefer it over the Tampon, but still, not great. This is literally Squidward choking on a fork.
Not terrible by itself, just a really boring evolution. So that was F- tier. Let's continue with F tier. These are still awful, but I don't despise them as much.
Average gym bro. I get it, but still, it's so stupid.
Snake. Do you get it?
Don't let the name fool you. This isn't cool.
An icon, sure, but a boring one. Like, this is cute in theory, but it just makes me uncomfortable. Cute, but lazy.
We really don't need more meows. More like wiggly dumb, am I right? I know mid evolutions tend to be forgettable, but man.
Boring, and not even cute.
There's not a single thought behind those eyes.
I love squirrels, but there's just something about this guy that I just can't put my finger on. I feel like it would fit perfectly into the Fat Squirrel Hate subreddit. Lazy. Yeah, I'm not ranking all of these separately. The worst one is the exclamation point and the best one is the L, because it looks like a shoe. One of the many babies that just fill space in the Pokédex. I hate how human Jinx is. Quite literally the nerd emoji.
Barney the purple baby dinosaur. This is so ugly, I despise it. But it's good we have at least one tiny goblin Pokemon.
The first truly awful starter Pokemon to come out.
I like the concept for the monkeys, but don't like the execution for most of them. This is the kind of rat I would gladly consider a pest.
Less of a pest, but still a pest. There's something about Pokemon and protuberances that just gives me the ick. This is just a short gay guy.
Possibly the laziest evolution ever.
This is just a drop of cum. Ugly. Oh my boy, what have they done to you?
I like the concept, but I hate how ugly it is. This is just a tall gay guy.
I mean, yeah, it's literally ice cream. Too human.
Literally more ice cream. Can't wait for its Mega Evolution, when it becomes 3 scoops. The dumbest name in all of Pokemon. Never mind, I spoke too soon.
Remember when Gen 5 came out and everybody hated it? Yeah, I can see why.
What if instead it was called Kink, and instead of battling, it sucked toes? Mom, can we have Magneton? We have Magneton at home. Magneton at home. The only Tyrian form worse than the original. Somehow even worse than the original.
Big Chungus looking dude.
Guys, we'll eventually get to the good object Pokemon, I swear. I'm only counting its base form, and it is a stupid one. It looks like a Half-Life 1 enemy. Cute, but forgettable.
And that is F tier. Proceeding to D- tier. Not as awful, but still pretty bad. Don't you hate it when your table grows a beard? Is he... you know.
Fart Pokemon. That is all I remember of him. The game says it's the love and hate Pokemon, but honestly, I just hate it.
Furfur is so dumb, thank god France isn't real.
Remember that can't we have Magneton joke? Why would you want Magneton? I prefer the Clamp from the Club Penguin submarine game. Guys, I promise, the object Pokemon do get better. Gen 1 has so many stinkers, oh my god.
Third.
No joke here, because I'll instantly get age restricted.
Dumb. I don't like the concept, nor the execution.
I like this design, but it's too close to its previous evolution. It's so lazy.
I mean, I love Eevee, but this is just lazy. Dumb. Oh no, you don't get it. Pokemon used to be so much better back then. Yeah, sure dude. Barely an upgrade. Similar to the Larios Larias, I like it, but too little is changed. It feels too much like a Ghibli character to be a Pokemon. Somehow, Obama Snow got worse.
Cool concept. It's so ugly though.
Poopy head.
Kind of forgettable.
You've heard of Woo Girls. Get ready for Woo Bad. I don't have anything to say about Seeking and instead I'll apologize for the previous joke. I'm sorry. Alien Pokemon should be cool. Not boring. Why doesn't he have pupils? Dumb.
Oh no, he installed Discord and grew a neck beard.
His nibble hairs disturb me. Forgettable. Lifeless eyes.
I like the bird trap concept, but still, fart Pokemon. Your mama joke or something, I don't know man, I'm tired.
It's so sad Gulpin only appears on Route 3.
Where the hell is Route 3?
Gulpin these nuts.
Not a single thought in his single mind. I don't know what to say about this one, man. This section has a lot of boring Pokemon.
Boring. Filler baby Pokemon, like most of them. If it weren't from Gen 1, no one would remember Rattata. Cute. Boring. Basically average baby Pokemon. Isn't and has never been cool. The worst fossil, but just kind of boring, not really terrible. I wish they had leaned more into the tree rather than the plant lady genre of Pokemon. A face only a mother could love. Cute, but pointless. Clefairy is already too much of a baby. Boring.
It's so sad Slugma only counts as an egg.
What the hell is an egg?
Slugma balls.
Sorry, Gen 1ers. This is an upgrade. Cute, but forgettable. Banette does feel like a Pokemon with no evolutionary line. Dumb.
How was this supposed to be a handgun? It is just a fish. Literally an air dust blower. Guys, I promise, the object Pokemon do get better.
Boring. And so much lost potential.
Boring. Uterus the fetus. Fish. Yet again, an upgrade. Still, forgettable Pokemon. Boring. For the love of Arceus, when are the cocoon Pokemon going to cease to exist? And that's D- tier. We are not even a sixth of the way. No one forced me to do this. Why am I doing this? Let's start with D tier. Also just kind of bad and boring.
Bird.
Ugly. Pointless. This really didn't help the Gen 5 argument that it wasn't a Gen 1 rehash. So dumb, but at least he's happy. Still boring, but I do like the colors more.
I do like these fossils concepts, but this one is badly executed. It's too ugly.
This is just Lilith from Borderlands 2. Cold boy. Boring. Surprisingly high given how much I despise its family. But still, a useless baby Pokemon.
The original ugly Meteor Evolution starter. Where's his face? This has Chihuahua energy.
Cool concept, but I still don't like Inteleon. Ugly.
Literally just Big Urshifu but with another color.
Same thing, but I do prefer the red. Boring. Also boring.
This is my ass when there's still a block until I reach home.
God, his hands, why are they like that? Cute and teeny, but boring. Honestly, before making this list, I didn't even know about this guy's existence. Cyrillor. Acorn. Nice. But boring. Is that an awful 2013 Tumblr mustache? Look at his hand. He's so fruity. Boring.
They could have made such a cool firegrass Pokemon. But no, they made a stupid chili plant. Also, it looks like a Meteor Evolution. Also, I hate it.
And that is D tier. We now move to C- tier. Pokemon here are mostly boring or forgettable, but are starting to be, at the very least, mid. Macargo Balls, am I right? No, wait, it doesn't work like that. The first baby Pokemon I wouldn't call pointless. It actually is an okay concept and design. Cute, I guess. Icon. Ugly. Icon nonetheless. Walmart's Chansey. I do realize I could make that joke with like a fourth of Gen 5. Nice colors, but just a bird.
Krogan best addition to Pokemon was thanks to the anime. The design is okay.
Forgettable, but pretty. Out of all the Gen 5 Pokemon to give a Mega, you give one to Audino? Really? I do like the plugin concept. The most terrifying Pokemon in competitive Pokemon is Cosmic Power Clefable, the worst Pikachu clone. Why are you so depressed, baby? Forgettable.
I like his stupid smile, but that's about it.
Cool concept, but kind of ugly.
It's still ugly, but doesn't make me uncomfortable anymore. Probably one of the Pokemon that needed an evolution the most.
Fun fact, my Solar sign is Leo, and my Lunar sign is also Leo. Astrology girls have told me that it's bad. This joke sucks. Dumb, and also kind of cute. Boring. Cute, but boring.
Why are those hips so thick? They are built like a Pixar mom.
Is this the tall vampire lady that people are horny for?
Such a skinny legend.
Cute.
French food is so good, I wish France was real.
It's okay, but still a pretty underwhelming fossil.
This is too much of just a dog to be a Pokemon. It's literally just a Schnauzer. For someone with silly in its name, it's not very silly. Why does his head look like a condom?
Ugly. Boring.
It literally just goes on all fours. Starters could learn from this.
Ugly fish, but ugly with a purpose. Cool concept, boring design. I mean, yeah, it is a flamingo.
Bird.
Ugly cute. Very pretty actually, but kind of forgettable. The kind of people who like this Pokemon were bullied, and rightly so. Cool wings, ugly face. We have our first Paradox Pokemon, and of course it is a robot one, because they are so much worse than the past ones. Aerodynamic, but yeah, kind of silly. Goth baby. Cute, also just cute. Definitely an upgrade, but still needs a little more.
No, maracuya!
What if instead of Lickitung, it was called Licky Freak and it licked people's toes? Slightly off, but cute.
Kind of a cool design, but I wish it was more memorable in some way.
Cute, but kind of a waste of space. I'm so tired of the boring Pokemon, I have no jokes, dude. And that is C- tier. Now on to C tier. These Pokemon truly are the middest of all the mid. So get ready for a lot of boring Pokemon, and even more boring remarks. Because I have nothing interesting to say about most of these. I like his fists. Honestly, such a downgrade. This design is just way too much. Not enough change to warrant a unique Gigantamax, but still, cool. Kaijus are always cool. Hat. He Hypno! Do you get it? Because both Hypno and Michael Jackson's were Peter. I don't know, man. I said these were the mid Pokemon and, well, there you go. It's an electric eel. Do you get it? Don't love it, but I do relate to Spinda. Because it's like a monkey. Do you get? Like I said, I'm a Leo. What about you guys? This joke also sucks. This is like the most tragic Pokemon ever and he just looks so gleeful. I love Beyblades. The OG annoying icon. If you were lost in the woods, would you rather encounter a Mr. Mime or a Nursaring? I really hope that isn't an incredibly dated reference when this comes out. A useless Pokemon, but useless with a point to it. Big butt.
It does suffer from having way too much, just as regular Garbodor, but I really like the concept.
Cute.
Not a paradox, but as cute as somehow.
Boring, and also not a single cell working in that brain.
Whitney trauma, something something.
Cool goth lady, but a tad bit too human for my taste. Probably the toughest Pokemon in Black and White 1. I will stand by that. While cool, it doesn't feel like a Pokemon. I do like the Winter Cloak concept. Also, bigger bat. Cute but pointless. One of the many Paradox Pokemon I feel is better than the original. It's still not great. Female one is boring. Male is pretty cool. Derpy. I love him. Why is he French? Dude, get a belt. Such an awkward middle evolution. Cute.
This is the meanest kind of gay man you'll get to know.
Kind of cute. Weirdly so.
This is a Naruto character, and I don't like it.
We're not even close to the B tiers and I'm so tired already. This is whatever. An icon. Mid. But an icon. Cute. A little basic, but it's okay. Kind of cool, but also a bit too much. And I feel like this design is trying way too hard and ends up feeling like a fanart an edgy teenager does in his notebook.
I relate to him, because my legs are just as thin.
And that's it, we're done with C tier. But we're still in the mid territory. Let's get to C+ tier. Still mid, but the first tier I would say I begin to like some of the Pokemon, at least a little bit. Cute, it's weird how prominent his crotch is, but still, pretty cool. Cute, I've never been a fan of the evolution Pokemon and this one isn't an exception. It's a cool design, but I kinda forget it exists.
I know I've trashed some of the basic designs and this guy is just a crab, but he's a cute crab.
I really like the black, but besides that, it is just a worse Tentacruel. No thoughts behind those eyes, just gas. Why? Why did you have to stand up? Why?
I can't adequately judge this guy because I've hated it in competitive for way too long. Same here.
Simple, but I like it. Boring, but cute.
An angry burb.
Cool beard. This is just a word rectangular. Why does he look so sickly?
Uh-oh. Stinky.
Cute. I have not seen so much of the anime, but in it, I do hate this rat. Not a single thought in that gooey head. Nice, but boring. Funny little guy. The Gen 5 genies are kind of the same, honestly. This one is lower because of its ugly colors. Mostly love the wordplay with the name, but the design is just okay. Better than Tornadus, but still. Kind of whatever. A little bit busy to be great, but honestly, I've always enjoyed the concept. Forgettable, and also feels a little unnecessary in its evolutionary line. Spooky cute, pretty, but too normal. It is just a swan. There is not a single thought in that cute head. Sadly suffers from middle stage bird, as in, it really is just a bird, not the one with the cool cry, so who cares. Cute, I like his hat. If it weren't for the damn mustache, I feel like this would be so much better. The words rotten. It's okay, but a little forgettable. Just a silly guy, and I happen to enjoy that somewhat. Cool concept, but I just don't love the design. Cute spider. Little Max Pokemon. I honestly don't know why I put this guy so low, like I actually really like him, but I'm not changing it now, I'm so tired, man. I do love the two heads idea, I just wish they did more with it. I mean, it is pretty cool, but not much innovation to it. It is mostly carried by Charizard's good base design. Cute, and it barely didn't make the cut for the next tier. Speaking of, that's C+ tier. Mostly okay, but a couple towards the top I actually enjoy. And we have now our next tier, B- tier. And I do actually enjoy most of these. Not great, and still have some flaws. But, from now on, my opinion on this design is mostly positive. So yeah, at the end of the day, I do mostly enjoy Pokemon designs. Who would have thought it possible for a Pokemon fan to actually like Pokemon? He is cute, but I do feel like his skin is soggy and loose, like it is a leather fursuit. Hate how pronounced his nibbles are, but still pretty cool. Just a little cute fella.
I like their derpy butt and their silky face. No wait, isn't it the other way around? Hehe. Boobs.
Gotta love small derpy fellas who evolve into horrifying monsters. Gotta be one of my favorite genders. Simple, but I do like it. I told you the object Pokemon would get better. Cutie pie. Too much of a Power Ranger mech for me to love it, but still, it is cool. I feel like they almost struck the balance between adding and keeping it faithful, but in the end they stayed too faithful. Still, I do enjoy it. I don't like how blocky it is, but pretty solid design. Look, he's a clown. Just like me for doing this list. It would be better if it had actual bumps. Cute. And an anime icon. Cute. I particularly love their butthole eyes. This is just Sharpay Evans Pokemon. I do love the brush and beret. Why, yes! This joke sucks, I'm sorry. A little basic, but I do enjoy how much emotion it conveys. Cool bird. Simple, but cool bird nonetheless. In the Pokemon gym, a straight battling it. And by it, haha, well, let's just say Brock Sonics. Just a bigger crab, sure, but I do like it. Even bigger crab. It is a bit too much though. A definite glow up. I particularly like the floating things, but still don't love it. Too much like an ostrich, it just doesn't feel legendary. More like Team Fortress 2, am I right? Please kill me. I wanted to make an AI sound like Pirate Elvis, but couldn't be bothered, so imagine I'm talking like Pirate Elvis or something, I don't know. Way too much, but cool idea. A better Mega Venusaur, striking that balance of adding and faithfulness a little bit better. Cute. If you were alone in the woods, would you rather encounter a Beware or a Mr. Mime? Worst taboo by far, but a really good GX card. I like him, I like her too. Cute. This guy looks like he sharded his lower half. For so long, I thought his eyes were the red circles. A little silly and a bit too furry, but I do think it's a pretty solid design. This design goes hard. This is how you do Gigantamax, just make it ridiculous. It is Sandaconda, so it can't be that much higher, but such an improvement, dude. Kind of silly and quite a downgrade, but still cool. A Gramble named Princess would absolutely beat up a toddler. The worst of the rival duo by far, but still cool. One of the biggest downgrades on this list, but still, a still solid design. Do you get it?
I mostly like the multiple eyes head.
Friendship, why does it have a bra? Why are you like this, Game Freak? Just a silly greedy little guy. It is a sun, because it turns into it under the sun. Do you get it? Angry Monkey. I do prefer the blue, but they're both cool. This is the laziest paradox, but I do still like it, mostly because it's riding on the solid design of regular Berisian. Cute. I sure hope its evolution isn't weirdly sexualized. How did such an elegant design become so ugly? I am Rodon fan #1 fan. Ugly hair. Cosmoine is one of those Kirby characters that at first is really cute, but then turns into a cosmic monstrosity. It looks like a Virgin Mary statue with missiles. Like, does anyone else see it? Oh no, a French robot. I like his helmet. Silly fella. An icon. Dumbest evolution ever. But good enough design on its own. The beta version was better though. The single scariest sub 500 stat monster ever. Like, what do you mean it is one-shotting a resist? I like his dumb face and also when he roars Pikachu. Kind of plain, but good enough. Such a cutie.
It's weird how a faceless Pokemon can convey so much.
Migraine representation is important. And not just a bird syndrome, but nice colors. Fat blue Pikachu. I have no mouth, and I must kick. Yes, it is the laziest name ever. But he is cute.
Kind of a basic and plain concept, but I quite like the execution, despite its relative simplicity.
Roxy's Pokemon form. Kind of unnecessary in its existence, but cute. Very cute. And it does remind me of Beauty and the Beast, which is good, because that is a great movie. Absolutely peak design. He is without flaw. Oh man, such a silly booger. Do you get it? I like his cloud hair. They got the names wrong, but pretty good design. This is a Pokemon that got considerably better after I saw a meme of a woman carrying a washing machine, described as carrying her fainted Radom, and every time I see it, I just can't stop laughing. Hunter in Disguise.
The god of Pokemon, or something. Do people still make this joke?
Beavis and Butthead. Spore was able to catch the last chopper out of Vietnam, but the memories haven't faded away. Not a thought behind those eyes. I do love the fruity way he shows his manicure. This one does have better hair. Yeah, I'm not racking these separately. The straighter they are, the worse they get. Just like man. Such an hippie guy. I love him.
But doctor, I am Sad Dog.
The best paradox of the Swords of Justice. The only one I feel like they put actual effort into. Still not great. I'm mostly riding on Terraken's solid design. Each time I one-hit KO this thing, I feel like I'm recreating my own Hindenburg disaster. Extremely cute, but brought down by how forgettable it is. Rare Minecraft Think Ship.
Frogs are cool. Such a necessary evolution for one of the most boring lines in the game.
Such a glow up, like the savagery oozes out of this thing. It's great. Cute teeny baby. Useless, but cute and funny. Shout out to Spooky Ghost Plants, one of my favorite genders. I want to pop his giant head pimple with a needle. Otherwise pretty solid. Thank you boy. I hate the Pokeball pattern, but pretty cute. Kind of an awkward design. There's just something about the humanoid bird that's off-putting, but still, kind of cool. One of them is Guided Megas, as in, it just adds stuff into it, but it is still Aerodactyl and he's amazing. This is the just fine version. More like coquette. I don't know if that meme made it into English-speaking parts of the internet. I do hope so, because otherwise this joke makes no sense. Such an icon. But it does depend mostly on how cool the concept is. It's a bit forgettable, but this is just cute. Such a derpy Pokemon with a horrifying Pokédex entry. One of the few Pokemon that actually becomes cuter once they evolve.
You saved me. Why?
Monkey.
or something like that. I don't actually know the lore, I haven't played the Gen 9 games. Extremely silly, but I do like it. You may not like this firefish, but too bad, because 252 plus special attack choice specs Bits of Ruin Terrafire overheating the sun. Why does it have diapers? Did it shat himself? Literally a dragonfly, but I do like dragonflies. One of the cuter ghosts, actually. How did something so cute turn into the monstrosity that is Shinotic? I like his funny mustache. Do you get it? Because it sounds like Ice Cube, and he has an ice cube on his head, and Ice Cube sounds like cute, but I do feel like we could have gotten an even cuter red panda Pokemon. I mean, have you looked at those things? Booty hole face. Pretty cool, but kind of forgettable. It is too much of just a donkey, but donkeys are cute, so yeah.
Bird.
An improvement on the execution of this concept, but still, not great.
Nice design, but I do feel like it's lacking an evolution.
I do like Lopunny, but I swear, if this is your favorite Pokemon, you are not seeing the gates of heaven. Or any other afterlife for that matter. Definitely a case of middle evolution, but still pretty solid. Can't believe this guy invented gay pride. Ghibli kind of Pokemon, but I do like it nonetheless. I legit don't know what this is supposed to be, and I actually kind of love that. Such a cute bird. Actual Dragon Ball transformation. Ultra Beasts are so silly, I swear. Extremely simple, but I really love squirrels. Such a teeny cute fella. I really like the idea of the second head beginning to overtake the rest of the body.
The best out of the worst legendary trio.
Completely overshadowed by its evolution, and with good reason, but still, I do like this guy quite a bit. I used to really hate this guy, now I do enjoy him. But still, I find him kind of derpy, and not as intimidating as he should be. I despise the mustache. Pretty solid otherwise. Come on, it's a Bandog. How can you not somewhat like this? Some really great concepts here, but I do wish it was a cooler design. Why is it that when you search this Pokemon in Google Images, you're not even past the third row and there is already a lewd human girl version of this guy? It's a sheep, guys, come on! Cute! And not a single thought behind those eyes. The perfect balance of the silliness of this concept and actually looking good and like a real Pokemon. Also, again, why is it that on the third row there is already a version of this Pokemon with boobs? Come on guys, it's a dinosaur! There is some awkwardness to this design, but I still really like it. I love the table Pokemon. Shrimp looking motherfucker.
Flying Guy McSqueezy, how do I describe it? Is a character I've been workshopping whose lack of vision gets him into all sorts of trouble. The women in my improv class absolutely hate him.
Bring your child to Getting Band Day. He got an actual spirit bomb into the stadium, what the hell? Arguably one of the stupidest changes in any Pokemon game. Also arguably one of the biggest glow-ups in any Pokemon game. Really simple concept, but great design. Cute for what it is one of the ugliest bugs in real life. It is a raindrop, because it turns like this in the rain. Do you get it? One of those Pokemon I'm extremely thankful it doesn't actually exist. Honestly, Machamp is just an average gym bro gay man. Another one that feels like it belongs in a Ghibli movie, but still, I love him. Cute. I know it's just a bear, but like, it's the original bird. Absolute bombastic side-eye. An actual cutie, look at that smile. Another just a bird, but cuter, and with really nice colors. A musical icon, unbeatable in every way. Kind of insane how well this design works when it really is just eyes in a rock and gems formation. Has that awkward middle Evo starter vibe, but still, Fire Monkey. Hey, it may be silly, but at least his head doesn't look like a phallus anymore. By far the best of the genie's incarnate forms. Mainly because of that great color palette, and that cool Beats dildo tail. Kind of a crime that a Pokemon that has EP on its name isn't actually EP, but still, pretty cute. Kind of too small and weak looking to be a final evolution, but pretty solid design. Mrs. Incredible Pokemon. Dude, get a belt. Or some suspensors. Cool, but too much of a downgrade honestly. I do like the design, but it is kind of busy and way too much. I do love the Thundercloud concept, but god, that neck is so stupid. I had a hard time separating my opinion on this guy's design and my opinion of him competitively, but after much thought, I kind of like it.
I legit don't know why this is so low. I really love this design, so imagine it is like 200 spots higher or something like that.
This guy has probably the best sound in all of the anime. Yet again, blue is nicer, but I really like pink too. Girus the Fetus yet again. Both versions are a little silly in their own way, which I don't love, but still, solid designs. They already made a Mecha Tyranitar, how did this end up worse? Such a distinguished and inviting boy. An actual, full-fledged fursuit. There's no way this isn't someone persona.
Very EP, and I respect that.
Not a thought behind those eyes. As previously stated by someone on the internet, it has the best TCG card art. Such a weird idea to mix Pokemon with keys, but it kinda works. I do wish spiders were this cool. This is pretty cute, but why is he so sad? Cute, such a perfect representation of a Pokemon going through puberty. Gotta love the single cell organism, love, and I mean love the volcano, but gosh, that Team Magma logo on its forehead, it is so dumb. Somehow even dumber than the original. I love him. Neat. I love Beyblade. It looks like a silly guy for a legendary, but I like him, especially the steel reinforcements. Most pointless Pokemon ever, but cute. I wish it wasn't giving a thumbs up, but pretty solid otherwise. Such a nice upgrade design-wise. I do hate him competitively. The gayest dog in all of fiction. And that's saying a lot, knowing we have these two. Gay Slaying Pig, a simple yet pretty smooth middle evolution. Actual Frieza looking motherfucker. I love the Igloo. I do appreciate the caveman idea, but it has always stood out as one of the weaker starter Pokemon in the first 4 gens. Well, it is indeed pretty. Love the speaker ears. Love his hat and buttons. Reminds me of the cookie from Shrek. The best cast form, and it is not even a competition. One of the simple that borderlines uninspired, yet really effective designs.
Everybody know that's Big Dick B.
Hitmonchan really slayed with that skirt. Something, Kanzi with a handbag, something. Fun fact about Reggie Eyes, that famous clip of him in the anime is actually voiced by Jerma. A tad awkward, but have always liked him. Again, whose idea was it to mix Pokemon with Kiss? Such an alien looking Pokemon. A great start to a steel type pseudo legendary. An amazing cutie. Overshadowed by Pikachu, but still, really cute. Pretty solid design, but whenever I judge him I have to constantly try to put aside the memory that this was the 3rd firefighting type starter in a row. Coolbag, such a distinguished gentleman. Though his hair does look like toothpaste. It reminds me of a Batman villain somehow.
Sure, they could have just skipped this one altogether, but really cute nonetheless.
Another good example of the fundamental silliness that Gigantamax forms should have. It is called Pika-Blue for a reason. The best one because of how little it actually changes. It feels like he just got pissed and got out of his cloud to kick your ass. What is it with his hole? I was going to do the joke of don't ask him about his favorite Austrian painter, but it's been done to death honestly. It's so rare to see a depressed dog. Siblings? Or dating. One of the better ugly Pokemon designs. Really cute. I'm really confused as to what it is supposed to be, but I really enjoy it nonetheless. Fampi at home. Do you guys know how it is described in the Pokédex that it hasn't changed in millions of years because it is already perfect? Yeah, pretty much. I love the canon, but I hate its stupid face. The weakest Deoxys, but still good. Oh man, we're breezing through. I only have about half the list. Oh my god, nobody asked me to do this. Let's start with B tier, the first truly and completely good tier. Ipitini Cutie Baby, such a cool menacing Pokemon. Walmart Swampert, such a creative way to make a land whale, I love it. Why do they call it Rotom Heat when you off in the cold food of out hot eat the food? The pink one isn't depressed, because it doesn't have the burden of the crown. Baby Fairy, I wish it was more prevalent and memorable in some way, because damn, this goes hard.
It's a cool design, but man, the furries are gonna love this one.
I used to despise it because of competitive, but now I like it a lot actually. The smile of an underused demon. Cutie. I love his dumb eyes so much. Which one do you think would get the kiss if they got divorced? A simple but really cool mix of 2 Pokemon. Such a happy and cute Pokemon, I love her. I thought about making a veiny organ joke, but couldn't actually think of anything.
My first girlfriend turned into...
Cresselia.
That's rough, buddy.
Such a nice design, and I love the different variants.
I do wish they did more with the hoplite concept, instead of the shiny just having the colors of one. It's kind of incredible how much evilness seeps out of a tumbleweed. Why did Gen 5 have so many fetuses? I like his silly name, and his silly eyes. I feel like this guy would fit perfectly into a Tim Burton's animation. I remember finding out this guy had levitate and therefore no weaknesses and just going crazy over it. Do you guys think it's called like that because Jigglypuff in the past used to scream instead of sing? We're officially halfway! Oh my god, we're only halfway. Why am I doing this? No one asked me to do this. Why did I? Such a cool concept for a ghost Pokemon, possessing electrical appliances. Sisyphus Rock. Sisyphus Rock if it was even cooler and had like a flaming sticker. An absolute icon. Not a particularly great one, but I genuinely can't picture anyone disliking him. A solid design, but it does feel like it's lacking a final evolution. Probably the closest we'll have to a roly-poly Pokemon. This is me when I'm lactose intolerant and get asked how I like my bread. I'm sorry, this joke sucks. What do you mean it isn't Butterfree's previous evolution? Shout out to Lady Pokemon. Gotta be one of my favorite genders.
Such an asshole. I love her.
My favorite song of his is Sandstorm. Barbaracle is pretty cool, but I want to use this time to apologize for my previous joke. I love his googly eyes. Angry cutie. I too would be depressed if I knew I had to evolve into Drizzle. Lord Shen if he's late. This is a really cute cat, but its 3D model is everything that is wrong with Pokemon turning cats bipedal. I really love how much of a foiling personality it is to Slowbro. I know this is literal trash, but it is cute, damn it. A little awkward, but really cool nonetheless. Now Neiman, were you edging or were you obstagooning? Just a puppy, but I love him. I remember feeling so smart as a kid knowing that Vileplume was based on the biggest flower in the world. I used to dislike Chespin because of its evolutions, but this is cute. I don't care if its name is lazy, Arbok goes hard. Shout out to Canon's bisexual shiny. I like frogs. Such a simple yet effective idea to have it be an upside down calamari. I feel like Berserker doesn't shower. Despite their coloring, the male one is an orange cat and the female one is a black cat. Pandas are so cool, I love him. Cute round fruit, Walmart's Agron, but still, cool kaiju. Welcome to another I'm not ranking them separately. From worst to best, it goes yellow, pink, purple and red. She came from the town of Kantserven, in the country of Slayan, flying in her mother plane. The coolest Necrozma by far. One of the most creative Pikachu clones, gimmick-wise. Do you think Nialego attended SpongeBob's jellyfish party? Nacho Libre's favorite Pokemon. I really like the Cells concept for Zygarde. I do wish it looked a little less lifeless. I'll just say the ripped leggings are cool, instead of commenting on how many drawings of this Pokemon appear when I search for it. His face is a little silly and tiny, but otherwise really cool. My favorite Pinsir is Gayfor Heracross Pinsir, an absolute icon of Pokemon. I love him. You probably noticed I have a weakness for dog Pokemon, and this is no exception. This is the best Zygarde, and that's B tier. These tiers make me so happy. I love Pokemon. Let's continue with B+ tier. He has a phallus purple veiny head, but otherwise pretty solid. The ear hair can be a bit too much, but a solid witch design nonetheless. It really only needs the head. Cthulhu's baby brother. I know it's just a duck, but I love ducks. Really cute, but it is a little awkward. Yes! I love ghost possessing things, I love them so much. Welcome to another I'm not ranking them separately, the blue one is the best. Literally just a seahorse, but a cute one nonetheless. I love this faceless little fella. Really amazing concept and solid execution. The red version is stupid though. Round Ghost Boy. A tiny baby I would kill for. Whoever at Game Freak is making all the fursuit Pokemon is forgiven, for now. Because Cinderace is actually pretty cool. It's a little silly, but I do like a lot how the shield works as a main. By far the worst to do legendary. It's still pretty solid. It isn't a perfect execution design wise, but I do love the concept. This is just Walmart's Donphan, but Donphan is good in all its version honestly, so this is fine. One of the biggest glow ups and one of the most necessary evolutions ever.
Bird.
Fun fact, Wimpod is based on isopods. Isopods haven't evolved in millions of years. That's because they are perfect. Just like Wimpod. Big slut, and I love them for it. I love her eyeliner. Little Cub's beast for some reason, I don't know, I don't play that game mode. Cool cat though. Remember when we first saw this and were so terrified it would be a fire fighting type? Even though it technically didn't happen, I think we are right to fear that. I'm looking at you, Cinderace. Again, it is amazing how a faceless face can express so much. One of the few Ultra Beasts that actually feels like a regular-ish Pokemon. Crawdaunt, more like Crawdoo, because it's really cool and I really like it. A really tiny cutie, and fun fact, the only Pokemon that loses a typing upon evolving and doesn't gain another. Such a derpy one, and I love him. It has a little bit of that middle evolution awkwardness, but really good regardless. Do you guys remember the Get in the Bag memes? Sun and Moon came out 8 years ago, by the way. I feel like his nuts and bolts look like tires and he reminds me of the Michelin Man. The closest thing to a wheat Pokemon before Sprigatito came out. Really cute legendary and a great execution of a simple concept. It feels a lot like it needs a third evolution, but still, cool dinosaur. There's so much mischief in this Pokemon design and I love that. Such a cute goat, I love him. People often talk about how much better bug Pokemon have gotten, and I feel like Grabbing isn't included enough in that conversation. I know it's just a koala, but I do love koalas. Cute. This is me when I was small. The joke is that my zodiac sign is Leo. This joke sucks, I'm sorry. When searching for this Pokemon, to my pleasant surprise, there isn't actually a drawing of it with boobs in the first 3 rows. Thanks guys, such a great middle evolution. It has a personality of its own while also being a perfect transition point. I appreciate that they took an anglerfish and actually made a cute Pokemon out of one of those monstrosities. Such a great idea to turn a Pokemon into the evolution of computer graphics. Corby Squire is the kind of guy to spit on people he doesn't consider respectable enough. Move away, Lydian, we now have an actually good ladybug Pokemon. I love this guy so much, in particularly his eyes. When polyamorous people get angry, this is what they turn into. This joke sucks. Such an incredibly cute Pokemon. Like this should have been the first stage right off the bat. A terrifying eldritch horror, and I love that. I don't know why, but Stisler reminds me of Regina George. Is that too far-fetched? I love this concept so much, and the design is a really solid execution. She has a dumb name, but also the coolest shades. Lovely cute cat. Cute, a great mix of a regular bug with something alien enough to be a Pokemon. A solid first try to a Blastoise upgrade. We'll get to the Gigantamax. I love how the jet shape begins to take form. Do you think Lapras were ever endangered in Galar, considering they could turn into this gigantic beautiful beast? Yes! They brought Fat Pikachu. I love Fat Pikachu. I love that he has Intimidate, actually taking into account the concept of the design for the ability. If Ash just used a team of 6 Tauros, he would have won his first Pokemon League, considering it was meta in Gen 1. One of the best cries in the anime. A really good mix of cute, cool, elegant and derpy. A very slight upgrade over Electabuzz, but still a welcome one. His eyebrows are stupid, but otherwise, I love him. Very simple changes to the original, but they work really well. Another tiny baby I would die for. The original terrifying beast. His mouse is dumb, but I really like it otherwise. Definitely a case of middle evolution awkwardness, but really solid anyway. Kangaskhan is cool and all, but honestly her baby is the cutest thing ever. Entei, come on, give SpongeBob's house back. Cute fox. Not much else, but cute fox. I just really love fossil Pokemon. Wait, it isn't one? This guy is really pissed. He's going to enact revenge on the French people who ate him. And I respect that, because it is like a torpedo. Do you get? Larvesta is that high school friend that got the biggest glow up in college, but it isn't surprising because the potential was always there. A lot of people talk about how Pokemon is forcing animals to fight, but if Galarian Weezing could enslave a child, he would. And he would send it to the coal mines. I legit don't know how this one ended so much higher than the original. Is it because it's depressed? Yet again, a good example of a good Gigantamax, taking one specific aspect of the Pokemon and dialing it up all the way to 11. Pretty good design, but it does feel like it's missing something. Larvitar is goth and I'll hear no argument against it. Another one I'm really scared to scroll down when looking it up, which is a shame, because it's a great design. A stylish hat, dude. I love this guy. I don't care that it is a single sperm. Happy Mariachi. Leopard skin would make a great animal print fur coat. I legit can't believe that the number 1000 Pokemon is just the 7-up guy. Or is it the string cheese guy? Where did you get such a long bacon? Slakoth is what I aspire to be, constantly tired, but in a peaceful and not depressed way. Such a perfect way to introduce the season mechanics that was never brought back for some reason. Fix your posture, man. I love how Beldum's becomes his 2 arms. See, this is how you make previous evolutions become part of the next one. I'm looking at you, Magneton and Klinklang, the OG banned Pokemon, and the reason why is funnier than anything else in Pokemon history. Discotaurus. You may think Pilos 1 is pretty cute, but have you actually seen his eyes? Because it becomes even cuter. The strongest Pokemon ever. Only Mystery Dungeon fans will get this one. Honestly, good for him. This is admittedly pretty cool, but also reminds me a lot of Ben 10's forearms. Girl, you're thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. I love Celio, but the tiny imperfections in his round white skin make me feel as if his blue skin is peeling off. May not have the same meme potential as some of the others, but still. Cool Reggie. Passinian is going to get into college thanks to his American football career. Such a cool dude. The way he chooses the stem goes hard, man. A product of pure fan service, but a pretty cool one. I love how we have collectively decided that he looks like a Christmas tree. Bagon is nailing that 80s haircut. Some think this is the tail thing becoming more powerful and fully eating Slowbro, but I feel like he's dumb enough to get stuck on his own. Such a great execution of what the Mega tried to do. I really love the Fortress, and it fits Blastoise extremely well. Lurantis is great, and I particularly like her striped pants. A great design. Nailing the alien origami samurai concept. Hisuia's Sneasel reminds me of those teenage girls who laugh while you walk past and completely demolish your self-esteem. My favorite aspect of Galarian Slowbro is how he looks at the creature binding his arm with very slight concern.
The Pokemon version of Half-Life Headcrabs, and I love that.
Really cute and nice ballerina design. Ralts is literally a kid in the 90s, when they all used to have that awful bowl cut. I love his stupid face so much. On a vacuum, actually pretty good design, but why did it have to stand up? Oh my god! I know this is just ice cream, but come on, it is really cute. I love this little fella so much. Just look at his smiling sprite. We have Ursaring at home. Ursaring at home. Actually no, this is much better. A simple change, yet really effective. Great chest hair, dude. Vigoroth is that annoying guy who read in PE when asked to jog, but then got depressed and stopped exercising. I know that, because he's me. And Matsdale walks into a Pokemon fight, and Pikachu asks him why the long face. Matsdale then one-hit KO him with Earthquake. It may look tough, but their Gen 7 Pokédex entries indicate that each Ponyard has a favorite rock, and that makes him a friend. A very simple redesign, but it is very effective considering this is the matte version. A Frostmoth goes into the Pokemon Center, and Nurse Joy asks, "What's the problem?" And Frostmoth turns to her and says, "What's the problem? Where do I begin, girl? I go into battle for my trainer, and all day long, he sends me into Stealth Rocks. Honestly, Doc, I lose half my health each time I enter. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know if my trainer knows. Not even my ice scales can help me at that point, even if I get hit by a special attack. If only my typing was stronger, then perhaps I could bring myself to set up a single quiver dance and sweep that hellish opposing team once and for all. Sometimes I feel like a speed-ups, even though I'm a Frostmoth, barely holding onto my sticky web with an everlasting 4 times super effective fire underneath me. I'm not feeling good, and so Nurse Joy goes, "Frostmoth, you're troubled, but you should get heavy-duty boots. Why on earth did you come here?" And then Frostmoth says, "Because the light was on." All Pokemon evolution requirements used to be like, give him a stone, and now it is like, have it be at 49 HP and then take it to a specific temple. This is not a joke, by the way. Shout out to Pokemon who die, gotta be one of my favorite genders. Goodest boy. Society tells me to cleanly dispose of my Charjabug, but my heart says to throw it into the sea. Pretty cool seedy little guy. This design is so stupid, but I still love him. Man, such a shame we never got the third one in this trio. You know, Dog with Gun. This is even sillier, and I love him even more. What a strange cute Pokemon. I sure hope its Pokédex isn't depressing. Such a cool concept, I love the Dragon Skull.
A big upgrade that follows through on the snail concept a lot better.
He has eyebrows worthy of a Eastern Europe older man side character. I really want her scarf. Many Pokemon have been robbed of a certain typing, but none quite like Noctowl with the psychic type. This is so cool. I sure hope it doesn't devour children. I don't remember how this ended up so high. It's really stupid, but I love him anyway. A better and cuter unknown. Godzilla's son, if instead of destroying buildings, she betted them. The edgiest boy around. But also, really cute in an angry way. Really great. But it does fall short a little bit for me because of the bland colors. This is a really cute ghost, which are rare. Tapu Bulu is the kind of guy to beat you up if you look at his girl wrong. This is the meanest pretty girl you know favorite Pokemon. Absolute peak Gigantamax, because of how dumb and campy it is. The Raikou is just Cobalion shorter boyfriend who tops him. One of the few graceful and elegant fighting types. One of the biggest glow-ups on this list. Really simple changes make for an extremely pretty design. I love this guy's stupid little head. You know, nobody ninjasked me to make this list. God, I still have 400 left. Nice! You fixed your poster, man. The cooler Tauros. The even cooler Tauros. The coolest Tauros. This is basically how every K-pop singer looks to me. Damn, aesthetics has been mewing. The weakest final evolution in the first 4 gens, but still, really cool. She used to be so happy. She did die, so I guess it's understandable. The best aspect of Ghastly is that it made it so the Pokemon anime writers included a cross, establishing Christianity in the Pokemon world and giving me the mental image of a crucified Arceus. Suelus is bisexual. The left head likes women, the right one likes men. That's why it's sad. Between his hands and his tongue, I wanted to make an explicit joke, but smartly decided against it. Altaria is great, but wet Altaria? Now that is peak. This is so me when I'm cold. Guys, I'm running out of jokes. Extremely cool golem design and concept. He's an empty husk, just like me. This whole evolutionary line is just really cute babies. Don't be mean to them. The most majestic banana tree ever. Honestly, Gen 5 was cracked with bug types. What if instead of being called Gigantamax Gengar, it was called Freaky Gengar, and it used its tongue to lick the opponent's ass? I love this concept so much, but I would have preferred it if it was an evolution instead of a transformation. The worst in competitive, but pretty cool design. He's a bike. That's so stupid, but I like it for some reason. Seasons were great. Bring them back, you cowards. Like, yeah, this is just a dolphin, but I mean, it's a really cute dolphin. Shout out to Turtle Pokemon, gotta be one of my favorite genders. Very simple but very stylish design. This whole evolution line is so incredible, honestly. An extremely pretty design that conceals a terrifying special wall. Okay, so I have very mixed feelings about this one and my opinion changes daily on it because it's very lazy, but I mean, it still looks like Hydreigon, and Hydreigon is amazing, man. This is just a pretty bug lady. Lesbians are gonna have a field day with this one. I just really like the mental image of Snorlax growing 20 times its size and then staying down for so long a park grows on top of him. That's great. Flaming Horse is cute and cool. While some could call it a lazy design, I'd call it cute. This is such an odd design. Please end my suffering. Yes! The biggest glow up in all of Pokemon history. Such simple changes that give so much personality and flair to a really terrible Pokemon. Perfect name and peak design. In every competitive Pokemon player's life, there is the before and after you realize Shedinja actually sucks. This is just the poster child for forgotten middle children. And that's B+ tier. Those were actually really good. We're breezing through this, man. Let's get into A- tier. This is where the great designs begin to appear.
Blitzel eats glue. I have no proof, nor doubts.
What if instead it was called Freaky Whack, and instead of using its spawn for battle, it's suck it up your ass? Bro thinks life is sunshine and rainbows.
Genesect came at that unfortunate time that too many legendaries were being made, which is a shame, because it is so incredible.
I could have gone for a Lord Helix joke, but instead I'll just say I love his googly eyes. Why does he have the Fallout 1 leather armor? Brown Rat, I love him. Are you happy, historically accurate dinosaur nerds? They gave the fossils feathers. Actually, I don't know why I'm complaining, I love him. The least realistic part about this Pokemon is that whenever it drew on people's faces in the anime, it never drew a phallic member. Gotta love it when Pokemon give children seizures. He's great, but the best thing about him is that Groudon fight screenshot. I remember the reception to this thing being so divided, but I love his stupid silly ass.
Tula, la bebida energética de todos los chilenos. ¿Qué importa el nombre?
The best Gigantamax Pokemon. This is how you do it. She's so happy, I love her. Crocodile's favorite things are trains. Do you think puppies die in horrible ways, just like the average hamster? Yes, queen! I'm so sorry, guys. If anyone tells you Zapdos is their favorite Cantobird, they're straight. There's something very slick about Pidgeotto. I mean, look at that haircut. I love this little guy. Tarshu is an armadillo. And I love armadillos. Everything about this design is great. And it's a great representation of how useless women actually are. Shout out to Pokemon on Fire. Gotta be one of my favorite genders. The cooler Larvesta. Teeny Pokemon I would kill for. It literally has the word small in its name. Tapu Koko is the kind of guy to develop a caffeine addiction.
Here, you better not be Whimsicott when I get there. My Whimsicott ass.
Amazing design, even if it doesn't quite feel legendary. Graceful and full of elegance, an incredible snake Pokemon. I love the atom colors and the running concept is amazing. Hehe. But I really love this guy, especially with its multiple heads, which the official art doesn't show for some reason. Fairy bait, sure, but still really great. They ripped off Borderlands. This is literally just Bud Stallion. This is just a big cutie, I love her. This is me when I'm told I can only have a spoonful of ice cream. This joke sucks, I'm sorry. Not a single thought behind those eyes. A Slowbro could be fully cannibalized by the thing on its tail and it wouldn't actually notice it. Fun fact, both Drillbur and Diglett are moles. Yeah, we can see which one got more love. Virizion is the kind of girl who would give you both flowers and a sword on the first date. That's because she's a lesbian. The only adorable Ultra Beast. I would destroy the dimension it comes from if we could have it. Oh, he even has a hard forehead. I love this baby. This is just like putting flame stickers on your car. Why is he like one of those old-timey court judges? I love this Lady Gaga Cleopatra Ostrich. Cute baby legendary. Is this one of those new electric motorcycles? I'd like to apologize for the previous joke. Also, monkey. How do we kill this guy? Set fire to the sun! This is just short girls when they get angry. Its height is literally 1.5 meters. Big dinosaur makes me happy. If anyone tells you Articuno is their favorite Cantobird, they are gay. A Hot Wheels car made into a Pokemon. I do like Hot Wheels though. While searching for it, I saw your Shifu drawn with a weirdly stone hard ass. Yeah, it was the third row, like, come on Google. I love this guy, just adorable. This is the first evolution on this list, proving they all are really solid, even if this one is the weakest one. Like, girl, that haircut does not look good. Cotton candy ass traitor to all dragons. An 8-year-old idea of coolness. 8-year-olds are right sometimes. But Calibur looks like the really big and tall but also shy friend that people take to parties and then stays in the corner because they are afraid of women. My least favorite out of the bunch. I don't love the tribal mask design, but still, solid. Bastiodon is another one who eats glue. Also the toddlers to whom said glue belong. Hehe, both Pokemon.
Bazinga.
By far the best middle pseudo-legendary evolution. It hits the perfect transition point without being awkward. I love my Tiana, but I can't take it seriously because he reminds me too much of those Alpha Wolf memes. This is the kid that would Naruto run swearing it made him faster. Damn man, he is laying in those heels. Cool guy, but look at that terrible 3D sprite. He's just standing there. Awkwardly. Oh no, I let Samacenta set up a single iron defense, now I lose the battle. I'm kidding, I use Clodsire. Like I said, I love this evolution line, and how each set of armor fully changes their personalities. Fun fact, Dachshunds are my favorite type of dog, and I have 2. No joke here, just a good boy. There were 3 blur results in the first 3 rows. Come on guys, good boy. I feel like Slucky is just the average uncle. Camerapt be like, bro, I can take one more straw, I swear, just one more straw bro, come on. This is just an adorable little guy. The one crying is me each time I see it on the opposite team, because this thing is unstoppable, man. I mean, it's uninspired like most Future Paradox Pokemon, but it also is even rounder Donphan, and that's great. I know I've said this a couple of times already, but this truly is the Pokemon that eats glue. That's all he does. I love him. When it extends its legs, it reminds me of Bayonetta. It's incredible how a Pokemon that's used how a 7-year-old would use a Pokemon is one of the most dominant and competitive Pokemon. We stand a non-binary monarch. By far the best Future Paradox Pokemon. The only one that actually does something beyond robot version. Koraidon lore be like sandwich.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among us.
Rillaboom using Grassy Glide is like Harambe, and the kid that fell in is like any Pokemon that receives the attack. It'll probably die. I swear to god, this thing is so broken. Derpy dragons usually don't work that well on me, but I do love this guy. No way, they got Geometry Dashing Pokemon! I despise you and your stupid toxic orb. Great design though. It is a bit too much, sure, but I still love it. Another one of the few graceful fighting types. Its Pokemon Moon's Pokédex entry is so cute. I sure hope Pokemon Sun's Pokédex entry doesn't change my mind. A legendary from outer space that explains this generation's gimmick.
This is the
Third time in a row you've shown a legendary from outer space that explains this generation's gimmick. I'm sorry, I blatantly stole this joke from a meme I saw, but I couldn't find it. Great design. I would die for teeny ghost possessing things. This is so ugly, and I love him. She is such a smack bitch. Everybody knows Mario is cool as fuck, but who knows what he's thinking? Who knows why he crashes Tortugas? This is for children of divorce. People who love Minchino are the type that say they love animals but make no effort to actually become vegan. I know them, because they are me. The Flying Dutchman's Pokemon. I admire Game Freak for making Regigigas, because we really don't get that much single dad representation. This guy's funny, I love him. A lot of people pointed out King Gambit's huge cake in Sword and Shield, but come on, the thighs were there from the start. Another entry in the a 7-year-old idea of cool. And they are right, damn it. And that's A- tier. Honestly, great Pokemon all around. Can't say the same for the writing. Come on guys, it's almost been 1,000 Pokemon. I'm running out of ideas for jokes and synonyms for the word good. Let's proceed with A tier. It's still great, just a tad better. Remember when Dusknoir tried to kill you in Spirit of Time? I haven't, nor have I forgiven him. Amazing design though.
Don't ask him about his favorite Austrian painter.
Guys, do you think he tops Omastar? Now I'm sad. No joke here. Porygon C feels like it went overboard with the plastic surgery and Botox and became insane.
This guy lasted 7 generations in overused. Big respect for the Godzilla Pokemon.
He has a tiny smooth brain, I love his stupid ass. My favorite Heracross is gay for Pinsir Heracross. Do you guys ever wonder from where he got that diamond? Was it, you know, in his ass? Chattest jawline in all of Pokemon.
He's great, but he'll never be greater than in this single frame.
If a Frostless looked at me while hiking on the snowy mountain and leaves me alone, I don't know if I would be relieved or just really offended. She looks so tired, dude. I love it when random ghost Pokemon terrorize Ubers. Cool dude. An extremely strong middle evolution.
Such a perfect representation of an aware. I love his stupid thoughtless face.
Such a pretty cat. I love him. Hey, he stole that from Shelmet. More like the pig. Differentest shaped Pokemon. Until he opens those eyes, oh my god, the biggest asshole in Pokemon history, and I love him. People who love Entei too much have the most problematic relationships with their dads. Do you know how Game Freak started saying that Pokemon suffer so much when they Mega Evolve, so we would want to stop using them and not mind them when they replace them? Yeah, for some reason Mega Pinsir is the only exception and he's super happy when Mega Evolving. Good for him. I would love to get a Skarmory evolution because it would be pretty cool, but imagine having to deal with Eviolite Skarmory, oh my god. Satu is set to see the future, but honestly, so can I. And you know what I see in the future? That's right, Mega Charizard Z.
Let's go baby! Mega Charizard Z baby!
I don't care if it's total whiplash from its previous evolutions, I love him.
Mr. Beast!
Houndour is so cute. I love this little devil puppy dog.
You wanna know what's really bussin'?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Eggs.
A perfect mix between creepy and cute. A great dog Pokemon. I cannot believe Pokemon went woke and added a rainbow Pokemon. SMH. Somehow an upgrade from an already amazing design. I really love the Pupitar in the middle of his chest. Also, this thing once survived me a Focus Blast and I've been traumatized ever since. I love this dude. Basically a Super Saiyan version of Bird Jesus. Move aside, Cubone. We have a new depressing Pokemon. Absolute egotistical bitch. She had no right to be number 1 on her generation's Pokédex. Like, it's just a big dog, but I do like big dogs. Whenever someone captures Arceus with a Master Ball, it is humanity's hubris manifested, our incessant search to control nature, the moment we realize we should have stopped to think if we should, instead of if we could, a challenge to the entropy of the universe itself. Cool design though.
Love this little boy. But why is he so sad though? I very much prefer him happy.
Mewtwo would absolutely beat LeBron in a 1-to-1 to 21.
It's so sad that Rhydon uses the Eviolite.
What the hell is the Eviolite?
Right on these nuts.
An extremely creepy design that plays very well on the childhood fear of dolls, punk as whale. Putting fire on Pokemon makes them cool. The equivalent of flame stickers on your car. Really great design. It balances elegance, mysticism and cuteness very well. Ah yes, my favorite legendary dog, the electric saber-toothed cat. He is round and I love him. Primal Groudon is great, but one of the funniest frames in animation history is in the Hoopa movie when all the other legendaries are flying and he's just standing there on the ground like, oh my god. It may suck competitively, but she's the cutest, and I'm tired of the slander. A small girl wielding big hammer is my favorite queer archetype in fiction. This is such a damn Pokemon, he literally turns into a bridge. I love him. The cutest fossil, by far. Me. Can we have Kindra? Mom, we have Kindra at home. Kindra at home. Honestly, still pretty cool. Welcome yet again to another entry of I was really scared of scrolling down when searching Google Images. Hehe, baby T-Rex. Extremely foreboding and imposing design. I love it. Girl, what shampoo do you use? That hair looks great. People who love Armaldo are the kinds of adults who can't do simple tasks. Once again, I'm them. Punk as whale. But upgraded. His hat is so dumb, but he wears it confidently, and I respect that. Feraligatr used to have huge cake, but you can't anymore. Because of woke. Angry Ogerpon. It was very hard to decide which one I prefer, but this one is barely better than the Hearthflame. Hell yeah, look at him with those axes.
You look like Freddy Fazbear. What are you gonna say now?
Honestly, I love it, but I have never been able to look at it the same way since I saw a meme depicting its wings as Cheetos. This is just Chris from Deltarune.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over my military-grade tinnitus. What?
Perfect small Pokemon. This is peak.
The literal ugly toad of the Gen 1 Prince starters, but still great.
Hehe, such a cute funny trickster. What a rascal. Hey guys, did you know that in terms of human companionship, Flareon is objectively the most huggable Pokemon? He is dumb, and I love him for that. Meta gross? More like meta clean? He has great hygiene. Can you guys tell I'm going insane? Perfect design, absolute peak. He is a spherical seal. What more do you want? Such a big glow up. The other one may cease to exist in absolute shame. What a cute cat. Oh boy, I sure hope it stays a quadruped. I don't love it as much as I used as a kid, but still, great dude. She is slaying with that long scarf.
I once showed a picture of this Pokemon to a friend of mine who doesn't know anything about Pokemon, and her literal reply was, "She's giving slay, because its arms are like scythes. Do you get it?" Amazing Pokemon though.
Gayest horse in Pokemon, such a drama queen. Long bacon store. I love him, but he does remind me of a Furby.
Aurorus.
He is the GOAT. Do you get it? He's just like those Alpha Wolf memes. Sandile, my beloved. Anorith is the perfect representation of not understanding something, but just being happy to be included. I mean, just look at those eyes. Starry-eyed Antboy.
Do you think Yusin would have tried to bang Suicune had he caught him?
Haha, Ironhead go brrrr. Here, you better not be a perfect 6 in Terran formation when I get home, my silly ass. And that was A tier. Man, these Pokemon are so good. I love these games. Moving on to A+ tier. These are truly great. There is very little keeping them from complete perfection. Hehe, such a cute, resentful, violent menace. What a rascal. This guy stood in a tiny piece of land against Kyogre, and I respect him for that.
You call that a knife? This is a knife.
That's not a knife, that's a spoon.
All right, you win. I see you've played knifey spoony before.
Absolute boyish Pokemon. This was like peak design when I was 16 and still consider myself to be straight. A very cool and sleek design that shows very well the malice and violence of this Pokemon. Lyron might be an armored tank, but he's also a friend. Do you think a pack of Mightyenas tried to murder him as a baby? Not to exaggerate, but I would kill to have a Zigzagoon in real life. Absolute peak design. Electric quadrupeds go so hard in these games. That's a nice setup, Sweeper. It would be a shame if someone were to Spectral Thief it. No, you beautiful baby. You had so much potential. Why wasn't this guy in Sword and Shield? Like what? Ah, the good old days, when you could simply spam Brave Birds. Peak Pokemon. Making dogs is almost a cheat code at this point. I can't believe Pokemon went woke and made a gay deer. SMH. Darkrai is really intimidating until you realize he has thin twink legs. As it is called in its Pokédex, this is the Sand Demon. Such a vicious Pokemon. It never backs down from a fight. Unless it meets with this big boy. I swear to God, I didn't know about the Pokédex relation between the previous two Pokemon when making the list. Those placements were a miraculous coincidence. Fun fact, he is only 1.4 meters high. Truly, a short king. I'm sorry for the previous joke. Let's continue. Weavile. He's pretty cool. I'm so sorry about that previous joke. No more dumb jokes from now on, I promise. It would be inconsiderate of me. He literally is a dog with his head stuck inside a box, and I love him.
His horns are kind of stupidly placed, but still, such an amazing and intimidating design. Yes, Slay, Vespi Queen.
I love her so much, such a pretty design, but I'll never be able to move past the fact that the Shaming X card used to cost like $100, like it wasn't that good, guys. The smoothest brain around. He's the kind of fella to breathe with his mouth alone. This is to Ursaluna what Nightmare Freddy is to regular Freddy Fazbear, and I love it. Onion Fairy. The best thing about Raichu is that it was actually able to somewhat maintain its chabbiness throughout the years. People whose favorite Pokemon is Charmander after 28 years really need to grow up. Shout out to that frame where everyone is drowning and Wooper is just smiling. You may say he's unaware of the situation. Yeah, I counted. They are all there. Spaghetti Pokemon. Sir, a second Latios has hit the battle tower. I love her, but not even in the third row. Not even in the second row. The booby version was on the first row. Come on, guys! A classic case of the chicken or the egg. Was Lucario popular because Nintendo pushed it so much into the public eye, or was he pushed into the public eye because he was so popular? Or is it because he's just a furry? An absolute icon. It's easy to see why it has remained the mascot for so long. An absolute unit of cuteness and truly friendship. Incredible concept, especially when you consider that Galar is based on Britain, where the Celts lived. A Pokemon so perfect, it got 2 Paradox versions. Truly bird Jesus, look at that hair. A relatively simple design, it really is just a big turtle with 2 water cannons, but extremely cool nonetheless. The Alga is so amazing, he had a primal form before they were even a thing.
If Walreins were real, I would risk them murdering me just to hug one. The original fluffy sheep. Woohoo!
Oh, you poor baby, what has the internet done to you? Extremely cute design. The open mouth is such a tiny detail, but it goes a long way. Absolute teeny baby, an adorable Pokemon. A great execution for a Mega, leaning his smile more into malice rather than mischief, now that its power is increased.
People who love the CDI are the kind of people who would write a fantasy story in middle school that was unnecessarily edgy, to the point it was dumb. I know them, because they are me.
Perfect cute baby Pokemon. Somehow an improvement over the already extremely cute regular Vulpix. I adore Pokemon who just outright carry weapons on their body. The best treasure of Ruin, by far. Extremely cool design. But I don't get why it is found in Unova. That region is based in the US, not London. Look at this Damas, I love him. Not a single thought inside that head. I love him so much. This is just Sekrom's gay friend. When making this list, I was aware that a lot of people are horny for a lot of Pokemon, but I did not know that some are actually horny for Scolipede. And honestly, I respect it a lot more than being horny for any of the others that people usually are horny for. P-Wood, catch! I have no proof, but Serperior is for people who have no ability to keep their money and spend it on really damn expensive shit. Cool ass dude, no wonder he got banned. Great Pokemon, but I've seen the calculations. Greninja does not die to make a Charizard X Fire Blast, even through a crit. Cute Puppy Fox, I love her, but Game Freak planted the seeds of their own demise from the beginning. It was clear this was going to be a feminine fox, and we know furries love those. Absolute boyish design, even more than the original. Those spikes scream 8-year-olds think this is cool. With that being said, this is cool. Why am I even doing this? No one asked me to do this. I'm suffering so much. Oh my god, Vampy, hi! With one exception, better than any other Pikachu Pokemon. Look at this dude, he's got his own surfboard, he's so rad. And this is the one exception. Not only it is the cutest form of any Pikachu, no other Pokemon has made history quite like Pachirisu. More than anything, Aaron is a friend. A guy so cool, the sunglasses are embedded to his body. Shinx really is like those short cute people who try to be intimidating. Except he actually has Intimidate, what? The 100th spot on this list. I can't believe we made it here. Also, when Mimikyu was revealed, people really loved it, and I totally see why. Swallow is great, but I can't help feel like he's balding. Hell yeah, Bug-type Pokemon are so cool sometimes, I swear to god. I love this terrifying beast. I love him, but this is just the gay Kogeko.
You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster?
An absolute slay. Reminds me of the girl from Gone Girl. She did nothing wrong, by the way. I love Torchic, but he does reminds me of Chicken Little. God, how I hate Chicken Little. The cooler Skarmory, I won't hear otherwise. I really love this design, in particular the clanging scales.
A lot of people talk about how King Gambit in competitive is usually the last one standing, but that can't be true. He's sitting down.
Besides the somewhat awkward legs and arms, an insanely good design. In particular, I adore the feather wings. Probably the best execution of a Pokemon that died but continues to exist. He's the only one who's really pissed about it. Such a cool and filled with malice dog that I also feel is somehow a complete dumbass. In a game where Quagsire, Fuecoco, Clodsire, Slowpoke, Lotad and Slowbro exist, Gible is somehow the most no-thoughts head empty. He would eat steel if you handed it to him. Would you still love me if I was a worm? I would, Giratina. I would. You were so adorable. You had so much potential. You perfect little cat baby. Why? For the love of God! Why did you have to stand up? I was so scared when entering Google Images for this one, and sure enough, you guys proved me right instantly. Why are you like this? Such a cool guy, that gets even cooler if you play the mystery dungeon games. Mom, can we have Arceus? We have Arceus at home. Arceus at home. Wait, no, this is actually better. A great concept for a cross-gen evolution that works more as a parallel rather than an advancement. A great design, despite its rather simplicity. So full of malice and history. One of the most majestic and elegant Pokemon ever, in both design and lore. This thing is so incredibly cool. Can't wait for Mega Yanmega. The only truly acceptable humanoid starter. Fun fact, back in Gen 6 I used to play Anything Goes with a team of non-meta Pokemon, simply because I had Swagger in one of them and Swagger was banned for some reason. But despite using no legendaries or overpowered stuff, I was able to counter a big part of the meta. My favorite was using Focus Sash Endeavor Quick Attack Staraptor, always caught them by surprise. Anyway, a Staraptor is rad as hell. I really want to bite its tail, it looks like cotton candy. An incredibly menacing demon dog, I absolutely love this design. I feel like Mega Scizor would absolutely murder a person. If he hasn't already. Such a perfect design for a ghost who may seem like a threat at first, but more than anything, is just a goofball. A design so incredible and iconic that Gorillaz named a song after him. An extremely sleek design that aside from the somewhat awkward ponytail is essentially perfect. An absolute slay. Look at that waist, he really ate. A skinny legend. He girl bossed too close to the sun and got banned in every single meta that existed. Skeledirge is already amazing, mixing so many concepts extremely well and somehow being the best check for some uber meta threats, but I'm so thankful for TC96, who made the drawing of him completely flat, because they somehow made him better. I am eternally in your debt. Indeed, it is Flat Fuck Friday, an adorable pup filled with spunk, an absolute classic. Such an amazing dude, whose design I would have loved to talk about, but I can't. Because when I searched for it, the fairy version with boobs was in the first row. The first goddamn. One of the few starter middle evolution that doesn't suffer from awkward transition syndrome. A perfect midpoint between Bulbasaur and Venusaur. It's crazy how simple Squirtle design really is when you really look at it, to the point I could see some calling it uninspired or lazy, but I mean, it really works. Shout out to Tree, Dead and Possessed Objects Pokemon. They have to be some of my favorite genders. A fierce Pokemon whose design reflects that extremely well. But, at the end of the day, he is just a dad, tired of his children bullshit. Sure, we can talk about how basic it is to love Charizard or how Game Freak seems to have an unhealthy obsession with him, but, at the end of the day, he's just really cool. Sylvian says trans rights. My Lorik is that person who won the puberty lottery. A very simple design that I have adored all of my life. Big normal type. A design that reeks of mystery, but it is also filled with personality. You know so much about this Pokemon just by looking at him. And that was A+ tier. We now get into S tier. These Pokemon are essentially flawless. Some of the best work Game Freak ever did. This thing is so pretty. I really want the shampoo she uses for her hair. I know I said I would, but I refuse to use the official Pokédex art, because Mudkip is a happy boy. He should always be smiling. Perhaps the biggest glow up in Pokemon history. If Espion was a regular cat in a cartoon, it would be the pretty rich cat that the poor but charming in a unique rough way cat protagonist falls in love with. This is one of those rare friend-shaped dragon Pokemon. An absolute beast, filled with grace and that literally had no real weaknesses until that pesky fairy type came out. Farret is a friend. You'll never know friendship as the one with a Farret you take into the Soul Silver Elite Four, where he sucks, but still does his best. If it weren't for those stick-thin legs, it would be the best one. The goodest rock boy. I love him so much. The best Gen 7 Pokemon. A beautiful, terrifying monster.
The cutest legendary Pokemon by far. An adorable little creature that is full of love for all living beings. Also, it originates from South America, and that is rad as hell.
I love how Rika, the cool tomboy lesbian girl boss, is the one who chose Clodsire as her main Pokemon. And honestly, based. An elegant and beautiful design. Evolutions really don't disappoint. Ampharos is a perfect specimen that can only be improved by sitting down.
Such a fruity Typhlosion.
A beautifully intimidating design that absolutely deserved that Gen 6 overuse ban. Finally, the dragon typing it wanted for so long. You can criticize Game Freak for giving too much of a spotlight to Charizard, but this is such an amazing design. It may look like she was dressed for a wedding, but it actually was for your funeral, because this thing was insane. Chandelure, more like Chav-Elure. An incredible Pokemon, and the best exhibit of a ghost Pokemon possessing an object. The Pokédex says it's very intelligent, but why if it's so smart it has that piss poor ability? And that was S tier. A pretty short one. Finally, we've made it into double S tier. These designs are virtually perfect. Truly, the best of the best. Like, at this point, I can't even make jokes about these designs. They really are that good. Dinosaur Pokemon are kind of cheating, but truly, Aerodactyl is one of the coolest dudes. An absolute icon. The perfect cute Pokemon. This guy just oozes smugness, and I love him so much for that. An absolute miracle that they decided to use mole rats for this and not an early game rodent. Its final evolution may not be the best, but Bulbasaur has always been the best Gen 1 starter. Look at this dude. Just look at him. He's so cool. I mean, just look! The sleekest equine Pokemon ever. The edge and energy is perfectly conveyed. Such an incredible design for what is essentially the Pokemon Devil. An actual terrifying being, made of pure darkness, chaos incarnate. Such a simple yet incredible design. Every 2D sprite of this guy is perfect. Only the 2D sprites. Poor baby. I'll never forgive them for what they did to you. The haters are wrong. Chikorita is amazing. The third cutest Pokemon ever. Such an iconic, basically perfect Pokemon. Everything about Arcanine is instantly conveyed by its design. Gen 6 is one of the worst in many ways, but I forgive them just based on Noivern. Electric Doggo, the best boy in all of Pokemon. I know a lot of people hate how much of a left turn it can be compared to its previous evolutions, but come on. Samurott is amazing.
Such simple changes that give even more personality to an already incredible starter.
An even better version of an almost perfect Pokemon. How did they pull it off? The best Gen 8 Pokemon. Such a sleek pseudo-legendary. And I love how it includes its first evolution into the design. I have too little time to actually begin to describe how incredible this is. That ghostly mane is insanely cool. One of the biggest glow-ups ever. The way its body seeps out of the zippers? It is so great. A majestically dark creature. Such grace in a simple design. An actual angel of death. God, I love it so much. The best Paradox, the best Donphan, and the best Gen 9 Pokemon. Such a flawless execution in both concept and design. It is a T-Rex. Come on guys. This is amazing. The most unbelievable part is it actually took them 6 generations to make it. I can't believe a Pokemon based on France is this high, but it really is that amazing. Flygon, you'll get your long-deserved Mega. You'll get it. It is only right that the coolest steel type is this lovely kaiju. God, this dude is so freaking cool. He's ready to duel. A maybe somewhat controversial truth, but this is the best evolution, and the best Gen 1 Pokemon. Look at this dude. Gaze upon a perfect Hydra Dragon. So goddamn cool. The best final evolution starter. Torterra is just absolute peak. An actual perfectly executed concept and design. Whenever I look at Piplup, I just visualize the man I want to become. The best middle evolution in all of Pokemon. Actual perfect transition from cute to badass. An absolute icon and unit of a Pokemon. There's a reason Garchomp is so beloved by almost everyone. The best Gen 4 Pokemon. I've heard people say that if you love Luxray, you have the opinion of an edgy teen. But like, come on, look at this dude. This design goes so insanely hard. So, we finally made it to the end. Who could it be? What is the best Pokemon design? Scientifically proven by me, so we can finally put the discussion to rest. Well, of course, it could be none other than Cynthia. When I started this list, I wasn't sure of much. I didn't know what was the best Pokemon of each generation, what was the best Mega Evolution, or the best Legendary, or even the overall worst Pokemon. All I knew, Cynthia was going to be number 1. This is big Pokemon design, and I'll hear no opinion saying otherwise. Also, big part of the reason why I didn't want to consider the 3D models was because of this little guy. My god, they did you so dirty, my sweet boy.
So, that's the list. All 1216 of them. Like I said at the beginning, there are other alternative forms, but I came to a point that it would have been really dumb to also include them. Like I really don't have a stupid one-liner for every unknown letter. But yeah, despite everything, I had fun making this video. If long videos ranking pointless stuff in unnecessary amounts of detail is something that interests you, consider subscribing, and all that jazz that helps with the algorithm. I spent a long time on this video and would love to make more stuff like this. So yeah, that's it. Take care, guys. Fun fact, 99% of this video was actually made on PowerPoint. Okay, bye!